over late or come over early, I just don't really care. Come in the side, break down my back door, let me say it so clear. Just be here. Hey, San Pedro. Hey, San Pedro.
And there we are back in the studio. It's another Thursday, a beautiful day. We got caught in traffic, as you probably already know that, being that we didn't start the show properly on time. But you got to be late sometimes. Anyway, it's Heartbeat of a Planet. It's Phil.
And Erin, and we got some special guests today. We got Xander Smith from the band Run Run Run. Welcome, Xander.
How's it going?
And we have Tim Davis back in the studio.
What's happening, Tim?
Good to see you. Not much.
So you guys didn't get caught in traffic today?
I kind of anticipated it, so I left a little early. And
See, I did the same thing he did.
Yeah.
Musicians, what are we doing these days?
I know.
Ridiculous.
I
You're
have to
actually on
say,
top of it.
You two are the first musicians that have been on top of it that we've met in a long, long time.
Yeah. It probably means we suck or something.
Yeah. We're trying to make up for our lack of talent with some punctuality.
Yeah, that's right. So what you been up to? Xander, tell us a little bit about yourself. What you got? Gigs coming up, Viper Room.
Yeah.
We got a new album.
This is true. Well, look at this right here. Hey, this is the... Wait, where's the camera? Okay, this is the new record. That's Outside.
This is your solo album, right?
Yeah, this is the other solo album. This is the old record. This is Hey San Pedro.
Hey, who's that?
That is the mannequin, the famous mannequin that is now being offered on my Pledge Music campaign. So this mannequin is pretty famous. It's been, let's just say he's been around. Okay.
Does he have a name?
He doesn't need a name.
Okay.
He's just,
all right.
You're not even really supposed to talk about him, but for you guys, we're gonna talk for a second about it. And I mean, look at that. There he is in Venice Beach. You know, police came around. I mean, it was quite a scene.
I'm curious, does he have two hands, or is he digging in the sound with the one hand?
Well, if you turn it over, see, no one has this CD yet. It hasn't come out.
Oh, it's brand new, right?
Yeah, it doesn't come out till the beginning of July. But those people that come to the Viper Room, they're coming from all over the world, actually, will get the first copies.
Wow.
That's part of the incentive of them coming. But if you look at the back, you can't see, it's too far away. But see, on the back there, look at, there's a little hand.
Wow.
And I'm thinking maybe that hand
Is
Is reaching all the way through to China
It's
and grabbing a
popping out that
guitar in
beach.
China.
It's literal, and it's a metaphor, you know.
I love it.
Yeah, so,
And this visual is a world exclusive. You guys are the first ones seeing it.
yeah, pretty much.
And if you want to buy it, you got to get yourself down to the Viper Room. And when is that?
That's June 5th.
At what time?
It's all night.
All night.
Yeah, come down.
June 5th, all
Come
night.
down. Doors are 8:30. Come see the other bands. But you can actually buy it right now on Pledge Music. So if you go to Pledge Music, Xander Smith, the download, the physical copy, there's a hybrid vinyl disc. It's all kinds of stuff. wristbands, and the top tier incentive is you get everything, right? Everything that's on there. This is like the Home Shopping Network right now. You get everything, but the key thing that you get is you get him.
Is this for a limited time only?
This is next 30 minutes you've got to purchase
There's only one of him, so it's whoever's the most ambitious that you're listening to you, but it's pretty pricey, but famous people have touched that mannequin, so.
Wow.
What famous people?
I'm not going to tell you. It's just.
But they
comes along.
touched it.
They might have kissed it. They might have. I don't know.
We don't.
I'll tell you whatever you want to hear to buy that damn thing. Needless to say, yeah, it comes with a pedigree. Like if you buy purebred, so I can authentize it. It's an authentic piece of celebrity right there.
Where was he rescued or purchased from?
Well, it's interesting. It's exciting that we're talking about this because, this is the first time, so, I'll be getting ready for Letterman, these questions. But the true story is I've got a friend, and he likes to shoot things,
right.
And he just goes out and shoots things, right? And he discovered that there was a scrapyard in Los Angeles that had these mannequins. And I don't know if you know much about mannequins, but Run 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 did a video called Good Company. I don't know, that must have been about 5-6 years ago. And the whole thing was set in a mannequin gallery. And Polly Prett from NCIS, she directed the video. We scouted the place and we went there, and it was creepy and totally amazing. There's hundreds of mannequins everywhere, and we're in there, playing and this and that.
That sounds like a nightmare.
And at the end, it depends on who you're talking to. Polly really liked it, and Polly was like, she thought it was really great that they invited us in to do this whole thing, and so on her way out, she purchased a mannequin, just kind of like just as a show of good faith, and it was really expensive, So when this guy said he's got these mannequins, I said, well, that would be cool, but what is it, $500, $1,000? No, man, that guy, he'll give you a mannequin 2 for $50. And I said, really? He said, well, maybe 100, but it depends on which parts you want. I said, okay, well, I got to go down there. Anyway, they were a little more expensive than I thought, but they were still definitely cheaper than thousands. And so this one has a girlfriend, just so you know, which if you buy the singles for Say Anything, there's a whole picture featured in there with the two of them and stuff like that. So,
wow.
But yeah, it was a interesting place, the scrapyard. There was an old Russian guy, and he was the dirtiest person I've ever seen in my life. And I don't mean dirty like physically dirty. You can't get any more filth on you. And he wasn't interested in selling it to me at all. He was just like, "Who are you? Get out of here, kid. I'll shoot you." There was a junkyard dog, the whole bit. It was down in Baldwin Hills kind of area. And then I told him that we've been in Russia. We played all over Russia, and we started talking. And then he didn't kill me, and he sold it to me.
Was he Russian?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I could tell you what. This picture right here, which is the Hey San Pedro, that is in Moscow right there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's a photo. Oh, look, it's on a little screen there. That's a photo that we took at 6 in the morning on the way to the Moscow airport after our tour. And we pulled over because I said, you guys have to pull over. Because the bus stop was next to these 4 or 5 nuclear reactors. I mean, it was literally...
Is that what those are?
That's not Photoshop. That's literally like 20 feet away. And I thought, well, if you're in Russia, you're going to definitely put a bus stop next to something that's going to,
And you have to get a picture at it. For sure.
Yeah, I couldn't handle it. I said, we got to get a picture. So we pulled over and I jumped out. We took a couple photos. And that's the cover there. So anyway, I told him, we talked about Russia, and the next thing I know, I had a couple of mannequins in my trunk.
Very nice. Hopefully you didn't get pulled over by the cops and have your car searched on the way back.
No, I covered them up with Dodgers blankets and stuff like that. And but there was one point where I was parked. I had to stop on the way at like the grocery store where like a hand was kind of sticking out, and I might have gotten some looks.
Did you use the carpool lane the whole way back with the mannequin?
No, because you would think, right? They're onto you. They know about it. We saw a guy pulled over.
With a mannequin?
With a dummy in there, yep.
Wow.
Yeah, they know.
People are stooping to new lows. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, but see, you got a good idea. You're
Yeah.
just a little late.
Yeah, you're a little late, yeah.
You're a
I'll be
little-
like, I'm from England. I didn't know.
You're like, what side of the road are we on right now?
What's a carpool lane?
You could probably try and plead that you have some kind of mental illness where you think this is actually a person. You probably get away with it.
This is my girlfriend. What are you talking about?
Like that movie, Lars and the Real Girl.
Oh, yeah.
So Tim, what's been happening? What have you been up to?
I've been performing a lot around town. I'm at the Parlor every Saturday night in Hollywood, and my sister and I have a show coming up at Through Paul in Pasadena on this Saturday, and that's at 7. It's dinner and a show, so it's a good date night if you're looking to get out. And I still book artists for the songwriter showcase at the Parlor in Hollywood, and so that seems to eat up most of my time. And then working on my album, getting that out pretty soon, and I'll be in where's Charlotte, South Carolina, right?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. I'll be in North Carolina in June for a week, doing some shows out there,
Oh, awesome.
and then back here.
I want to know if you wrote any engagement songs recently.
I'm working on right now.
This guy's got a side business. Come on, tell us about your little side business again. I think it's brilliant.
It's called sentimental songwriting. I'm kind of a softie, so like all I write are like love songs. So I figured I may as well, write about other people's love stories because I'm running out of my own. So I basically contract out to engage couples, and they tell me their story. I interview them one-on-one, and I get all the information I can possibly get out of them in like an hour and a half about their relationship, and then I try to make more of a pop song, because there are other businesses out there that do sentimental songwriting, and they don't. They're kind of corny, super corny, really, because they just kind of explain the entire relationship, and I try to make it a little more poetic and a little more pop, and so the couples I've done it for have really loved it. But yeah, so I charge a little bit of money to write a custom love song for these couples. It's
Custom love
I think
songs.
it's great.
it's kind of fun.
Nice.
And then I'll go if they want me to. I'll go play it at their wedding. I've had requests to play as they walk down the aisle, as the bride walks down the aisle, and also as their first song, to play the song I wrote for them as their first song as a married couple. So
I like it. Man of many
it's
talents.
fun to be a part of that.
Now, what about breakup songs?
I've thought about that.
Can you do custom breakup songs? I mean,
I'm really
you
good at
could
writing
du-
breakup songs.
You could double. I mean,
Heartbreak and
yeah. I mean, you could double your business, or well, as we know, the odds are you could probably quadruple.
But
yeah,
who
just
would-
have them give me a down payment when I write their love song. And say, just pay half up front for your breakup song, and then when you guys,
contract.
Well, yeah, that's right. You could offer a discount, like a 2-for-1 deal.
yeah, exactly.
That's
So who would
You get a break on the breakup song because I've already worked with you and stuff like that. As opposed to if you cold call you, hey, listen,
Full price.
I don't ever want to see this woman again. I need to write a song about it.
Mhm.
They have to pay full price.
What kind of song would the breakup song be? Would that be something that you played instead of actually like telling them I'm breaking up with you? Like you just press play and then the song plays and
Oh, that'd be a
it
fun way to
ends
break
the
up with
relationship?
someone.
That
Have
would
a
be
custom,
good.
because that means you've been thinking about it for a while, and
Yeah.
when you make a song about it, it's serious. Like there's no going back. I want to break up with you, and this is over. Play.
That's right.
There's a lot of options. It looks like you have a partner here.
I know. A business manager here.
You can start learning how to rap as well. That'll suit the breakup song. You can say whatever you want, man.
Right?
That's right.
Unedited.
Are you
Explicit versions.
Are you gonna give us like a little sample of one of your custom love songs later on?
Oh, it's been a while since I've played any of them.
I think we need to hear one. I want to hear something you played at a wedding.
Are we gonna go on a
It's like,
on a break?
Yeah, yeah, we'll take a break at some point.
I'll practice one when we go on break, and I'll play it for you.
Awesome.
Met you in a sports bar. but now you love me, only me.
And you're stuck with me forever.
We're watching Jerry Maguire together forever.
That's about the gist.
That's about.
He's gonna forget about me like 20 minutes after this interview. Totally, and then I'll say, "Hey, loves, do you got this guy Xander Smith?" And he goes, "I've got a full website, hundreds of songs. You can put your name in. It's full service. You don't even need to call me anymore. It's like those, those attorneys they have now, where you don't even have to get a lawyer for like whatever." They actually have websites now where you go right on and you do the whole thing. You can get divorce, marriage contract, you can get tax, everything. You just put the info in and it's like
Legal Zoom.
Legal Zoom, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I couldn't get my green card like that, put it that way.
Unfortunately, you couldn't.
Damn.
You just picked the wrong website. There's a web, it's www.alvarado, downtownla.com.
So you want to play us a song? Let's start off with a little song.
Sure, yeah, I can do that. My sister couldn't make it here today. She's with some family up in Bakersfield.
Tim and his sister are like the modern day Donnie and Marie Osmond.
I guess you could say that. Yeah. But I'll play a song that we're going to be playing on Saturday night. I'll just sing her parts too. But it's called Love Lost, and we wrote this pretty quickly one night. I usually take a couple weeks to write a song, but this came together in like a day, and it sounds a lot better when there's a girl singing with me, but she's not here, so I'll just do it on my own. Well, it's all over me. The darkest clouds have dropped down on my street. Before I slip away, before it's all too late, make a wish for me to find some love one day. Well, I don't want it to be true that we could walk along the world our tune. You should go away, send word back to me. Tell me, is it there some better company? Why doesn't anybody love anybody anymore? Oh, you use your lover's body just to keep you safe and warm. Oh, so scared of being lonesome you've forgotten the giving part. Oh, to give yourself to someone, give up your heart. Oh, well, what if she were there, standing in the crowd, then would you stay? I have looked too long, and now I think I'm done. If I have a soul, it's tired of being alone. Why doesn't anybody love anybody anymore? Oh, you use your lover's body just to keep you safe and warm. Oh, so scared of being lonesome you've forgotten the giving part. Oh, to give yourself to someone, give up your heart. Oh, to anybody love anybody anymore. Oh, 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 you use your lover's body just to keep you safe and warm. Oh, 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 so scared of being lonesome you've forgotten the giving part. Oh, oh, to give yourself to someone, give up your heart. Oh, 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 oh,
Wow.
That was awesome.
Good, man.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
So, you could probably hear some female harmonies going on, vocals going on in that song. A little verbose for one person to be singing by himself.
That's nice.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, I really
I
like
think it
that one.
stands on its own, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 100%.
Oh, cool.
Good either way.
Yeah, I don't think you need to. You can always play that if you're playing alone.
Yeah, sometimes
way.
I do. No one knows.
So Xander, I'd love to play one of your tracks right now of Hey San Pedro. What
Or off.
Well, you could play. Why don't you play a song called "Moving On"?
moving
Right on
on?
there.
Yeah, it's the first song that I wrote for
Oh,
Hey
it's
San Pedro.
right down under horrible. There we go.
Wow.
And yeah, it's probably the oldest song I have. It took a long time to finish the lyrics, and it features Jessie Green on violin.
Oh,
Oh,
we're
right.
friends with Jessie.
Good
We know Jessie.
friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's awesome. So
Yeah.
I've known her for a long time, so she was kind enough to come play on it.
She came down and played at. We put on a music event a couple of weeks ago on Sunset, and her and Johnny Kaplan came down and
cool!
played
Yeah.
a couple of songs here.
Fantastic.
So here you go. This is "Moving On" by Xander Smith.
Maybe someday when the rain is gone and the sun's shining through, maybe then I'll start to put away all the pieces still left of you. Maybe someday when your storm subsides and the wind whistles dear, maybe then I'll start to qualify all the damage we did around here. Gone away, I'm rolling out today, see I'm moving on. Gone away, you're rolling out today, I see I'm moving on. Maybe someday I can let you go without crumbling inside. Maybe then you can let me know how to walk through the rest of my life. I'm rolling out today, see ya, moving on. Gone away, I'm rolling out today, see me, moving on. Maybe someday if I close my eyes and pretend you're not gone, maybe then you'll start to sing to me all the words at the end of this song. Gone away, rolling out today, see we're moving on. Gone away, rolling out today, see us moving on. We're moving on. La, 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 la,
And that was Moving On by Xander Smith. And we're back in the studio with Xander Smith tonight and Tim Davis.
Woo!
Man, it's a pleasure having both you guys here. From Sherman Oaks and Santa Monica, was that right?
Yep.
So Xander was telling us some really cool stuff at the break about making his last album that I want to talk about. But first, before we do that, so Hey San Pedro, why is the nuclear plant in Russia on the cover of Hey San Pedro? Is there a link somehow?
I mean, San Pedro looks kind of like
You know
that.
what? It's you two. You two are you guys are up to something. You guys are like little evil geniuses or something. Okay, I've been all over the world. No one's made that connection. You guys just nailed it right there. Yeah, if you flip it over, when I was in Russia and when we were staring at the nuclear reactors, I said, "This reminds me of San Pedro."
It does.
It absolutely does. And so most people think that's a picture of San Pedro because it says "Hey San Pedro," but it's Russia. And then you flip it over, and that is San Pedro.
I haven't been to Russia, but I would imagine they're not too far from each other.
They've got some nice parts, but yeah, there is a
People are nicer in Russia than the people in San Pedro.
They are. I mean, I grew up out here. And
Did you grow up in San Pedro?
no,
Oh.
I used to visit San Pedro, and you know, it's funny that we call it San Pedro in the first place because obviously that's not how Spanish people
Right.
say it. But don't say San Pedro in San Pedro; you will get cut. That is for sure. But yeah, it's a rough place, and not only is it kind of a rough place culturally, but it's also I don't know, man. There's just something. There's a disconnect that's happening down there.
Well, it's like, one of my best friends in college was from San Pedro, and so I spent some time with her there. And I don't know if this is true or not, but according to local lore, there's like, where the peace bell is that Korea gave to the U.S. there in San Pedro? Apparently underneath the hill, they found multiple dead bodies of children that apparently were killed during some satanic rituals.
What?
Yeah, and then there's the sunken city.
Sure.
The sunken city, which is crazy. You haven't seen the sunken
haven't,
city.
no.
But if you go down to where it is, it's just like you can look over the edge of the cliff and there's like a whole little city that's fallen down into the water, and you can see roads and stairways, and
Wow.
it's crazy. It's crazy.
I might have watched a documentary on San Pedro just literally like 2 weeks ago. That came on like the public broadcasting station. It didn't start till like 1 a.m. It might have been 4 when I went to sleep. And it's not like a National Geographic, like super high graphics or anything like that. It's just like a guy. And then in 1837, And I was just fascinated.
What did
So
you
that's what
find
my
out?
life has come to. Well, I mean, well, no, it's just funny because no one's heard of this little town, but I mean, that's the port of Los Angeles. That was a really big deal, you know, and especially coming up into the 1920s, it was like, you know, millions of people poured into this town, you know, and were working down there. And, you know, once the Panama Canal was done, this was the gateway to Asia, really. I mean, all the products came through from Europe, came there, you know, got sorted out, and then went off and came in. And so, you know, it's sort of the artery into Los Angeles. And it's also, but it seems it's really sketchy. Like, I can't figure out what the deal is down there. You know, there's a punk rock band called Minutemen that were from there. And Mike Watt, if you ever heard of him, he's from there. And other than that, no one knows anything about San Pedro. But
No one.
But
No
it's
one anywhere
even
knows
though it's
anything.
completely integral to the economy of the United States, you know.
We were staying at a friend's house that was in Palos Verdes, and we'd always drive through San Pedro, wouldn't we, to get to the freeway.
Yeah.
It's a horrible place. It's vile. The best thing about San Pedro is the in and out that's there, and that's about it.
Well, I'll tell you one last story about San Pedro. I don't want to bum everybody out, but if anyone is listening that's from San Pedro, you know, I'm not trying to slag you off or anything.
But those towers.
But the thing is that I found it incredibly inspiring. You know,
Explain.
I mean, there's just some people that, you know, that when they write music, they whatever, they channel a certain thing. That record is not the happiest record that anyone's ever made. Let's just
Right.
say that record is even though it came out a couple years ago and it seemed new and this and that, it was really like stories and people and chapters of my life that were in the past.
So you're saying if he wants to write a breakup song, he should go to San Pedro?
You should get you should move down there. You should date someone from there.
Get me thoroughly depressed
You will.
and angry.
You will have enough. You'll have enough material to last you for a while, for sure.
All right.
For sure. So yeah.
I'm gonna find a little sublet down there.
Yeah. So you will see some things. That's all I'm saying. So you know, we went down there. I just have two things to say about it. One is, you remember in The Simpsons, like they would have the lake, right, and then there'd be like the little fish or whatever would have all the eyes. So we went down there to take pictures of San Pedro. I was like, well, we're calling it San Pedro. We better get some pictures. You know, get the cover shot of the whatever inside sleeve, and we went down there, and it seems like no one's watching. But the whole government, everyone is watching this. We would go to the shipyards everywhere, and it would seem like nothing was happening. And we would get out the camera and start taking pictures, and security, cops, everyone would come from everywhere.
Really?
It would just descend on us. And there was even one part where I'm sitting on the lawn. I was like, oh, this is a nice shot. I sat down on the lawn, and just the grass, it felt something. There's like chemicals. There's something happening down there. So if you live down there, you know, you're in trouble. You know, that you probably have some cancer.
Start growing some eyes.
You will grow some eyes, yeah, for sure. Yeah, so you know, that's enough about that.
But if you
place.
live there, it's a beautiful place, and
Probably is cheap.
enjoy your weekend.
Outside
And get
of
yourself
San
to the doctor and get checked out now.
And don't sit on the grass.
Yeah.
Oh God. So we were listening to one of your songs earlier. And it's
Oh.
hilarious. Gotta bring this
No,
up.
the song's not hilarious.
No, your song's not hilarious, but what? Let me rephrase.
No, it was just
okay.
Get back to San
it was just
Pedro.
this, no, it's just really random, crazy moment of synchronicity because, okay, so for the last several months, every time we drive by Pico or something happens, Phil's always like, oh, what is it with Pico? Goddamn Pico.
Yeah, like everywhere I end up, for some reason, I'm always on freaking Pico.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell's that all
So
about?
Phil and I were like, okay, we're always trying to think of things that we can do on our like days off and stuff. And so we decided one day we're gonna have a Pico adventure, and we're just gonna start
Drive.
at the bottom of Pico.
Well, that's
and
the
just-
song.
I know.
Well, we
and
only
then
listened to
the-
that song
I
this
know.
morning, and we were
put
like,
it on, and we were like, this is too weird.
Who are you guys? No, I'm serious. I'm serious.
honestly.
I mean, Tim, I've been doing this for a minute. I've done a few interviews in this. It's like you guys are in my head.
We're only on the first hour at the moment.
It's amazing. Usually, what happens? Usually, it's like they come in right and they've got a sheet and
Yeah.
bullet points, and they're like, "Oh, okay, great," and they act like they're familiar with you and this and that. But you guys are literally in my head. You think what I think.
What it is you sat on that grass in San Pedro, didn't you?
Is there a mothership coming for us?
We're from San Pedro.
So Pico, for anyone that's listening that doesn't already know, I mean, your fans, my fans are sick to death of me and Pico, but Pico was is a Run single, and I wanted to write a hometown song, you know, and everyone's got their thing, you know, like the different parts of the world they're in and that they're from, and I was like, well, you know, everyone writes. A lot of people have written Los Angeles songs. I mean, there's Santa Monica Boulevard and all the things. But for a local that really grew up here, Pico is it's like a staple part of it. And the thing about Pico is, I was born at the end of Pico. I mean, literally at the Casa del Mar, in a hippie cult. Yeah, it used to be. It was not a 5-star hotel. It was this. I can't even go into it. But needless to say, my parents are from the '60s. They made their way out west. They ended up at this flop house, basically, and I was hatched. Okay, and that is the end of Pico. There's pictures of me, like, you know, in the sand, not because we visited the beach, but because we literally live at the beach, and you know, I grew up out here and everything like that. And the thing about Pico is as you grow up, and if you become a shady guy like me and my friends, you end up in other parts of town, right? You're in Hollywood, you're in East Hollywood, you're in downtown, you're in Echo Park, and you're usually up to no good. But Pico goes all the way from the ocean, right? Mm-hmm. Straight downtown. And the thing about Pico is if you drive on Pico, nothing happens. There's nothing on Pico but liquor stores and streetlights that are out, and as you kind of go through it, it defines itself by the neighborhoods you're in. There's like the Orthodox Jewish section, there's like this Koreatown section, there's all this stuff. So you get like a real snapshot of the real Los Angeles by going up and down the street. You also avoid cops if for some reason you shouldn't be out, let's say.
Doing something.
So if you're from the west side, it's a nice way to get home without necessarily worse things happening to you. I mean, there's nothing that could happen to you. Even if you crashed your car, you wouldn't crash into anything. There's no one out. It's totally dark after 8, 9 o'clock at night.
So if you're going to drink drive, everybody,
yeah, basically.
go home.
I'm trying to help you. Just, get home and kill people in Santa Monica. So when we made the video, it cost us $37.
Wow.
My friend got a camera. He got the Canon camera that's got the video feature on it, right? And we got our friend to get in the car at the end of Pico, and we literally just drove straight downtown. And we did it, and I called all my friends that live in different parts of LA, and I said, be at this corner at this time. Okay, 30 minutes later, be at Crenshaw. Okay, be at, La Cienega, be here, and this and that. And we just went through the whole thing, and that's the video.
Awesome.
Wow.
I like that.
That's very cool.
$37.
You want to know what the $37 was for?
Yeah.
Liquor.
For gas.
See, you're onto something there.
Big bag
The thing
of pop.
is, we're too cheap and we're too cheap. Okay, there's no big budget here. So this is the phone call. Okay, right? Ring. Hello. So, hey man, what's happening? Say, hey man, hey, so you want to be in our video? Yeah, man, that's cool. What's happening? And I want to be in the video. Cool, man. Can you be at the corner of Kingsley and Pico at this time? How much you paying me? I said, well, I'm not paying you, but you'll be in a rock and roll video. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm kind of busy right now. It's like, but I've got donuts. Okay, man, I'll be there. So we spent $37 in donuts.
Donuts.
Money well spent.
They all showed up.
That's how we do it.
That's how you do it from now on.
That's how you get
You need
photographers.
people to be their donuts.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is America. I mean, right? Let's be honest.
Runs on Duncan.
So when we're trying to get interviews with like celebrities and they want paying for it, just be like, we
got donuts.
We got donuts.
We don't have your $5,000 hair and makeup fee, but we got donuts.
Well,
grand hair and makeup.
here's the thing: it's the gatekeepers, right? It's you're probably talking to the management, you're probably talking to the publicist, whatever. Get right to them. If you can find Beyonce on Facebook, or Twitter, just DM her and say, "But we've got donuts."
That's the new one.
Somehow, I don't know if Beyonce is going to be that compelled to go where donuts are.
She probably is. She probably doesn't get them an awful lot these days.
You're right. They keep them from her. And you know what? She's an American, okay? She's from Houston, Texas.
Right.
She wants a good donut.
She wants a good donut. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not shameful. Just saying, you know.
The donuts. This could be a song. We've got donuts. Donuts.
I'm just saying it happened. It's true. Okay, it worked.
The entire video budget was on donuts.
Pretty much.
Everything else was free.
So, Tim, when are you going away to? Was it Northern Carolina?
North Carolina.
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
I
Figured out that you're going to North Carolina today.
Yeah.
Phil struggles with the names of states still.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
tell
You
me
should
about
hear him
it.
say Arkansas.
Wow. Well, now he has to
I'm
say it.
joking. But Arkansas. He wants to go. I was reading it the one day and I'm like, where the fuck is Arkansas?
He's like, there's normal Kansas and then there's Arkansas.
Arkansas. There you have.
Well, I will be in one of the Carolinas in June, from June 17th to the 25th. Playing a few shows, and I'll actually be playing a wedding.
Oh, very nice.
Wedding song there.
A wedding song that
Yeah.
do you
He just
do
keeps
you have
teasing
it?
us. No, see how he just keeps dropping it and
yeah.
then pulls it away.
Is that song wrote?
It's like halfway finished.
Oh. Well, maybe we could hear the first half and we'll be able to tell you if this couple's going to stay together or you're going to be writing a breakup song soon.
I'll have to see if I can find the lyrics and put them up in front of me so I can play it for you.
So Xander, what you've got Viper Room coming up? What other gigs we got on the horizon?
That's June 5th, and then after that, July starts most of the shows. July, what is it, 6th? We'll be supporting New Order, which will be exciting.
Oh, very nice.
We'll be up there. It's exciting because we're going to be playing with them in Seattle at a place called the Paramount Theater, which for all of you '90s grunge fans is in the video for Even Flow by Pearl Jam.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's legendary shows. I think that Courtney finally let Nirvana put out this live concert. I think that's going around on the internet right now or something. Maybe it's on Showtime or something. Someone, one of the last Nirvana or unseen Nirvana concerts, and that's at the Paramount too and stuff. So it's kind of legendary, you know. So I'm a big, you know, music nerd. I mean, I grew up on live, breathe music, so I'm excited. So, you know, I just walk in there, and so whatever about Sold Out and New Order. I mean, anyway, Nirvana played here, okay? So, so that's exciting. We're playing up in Vancouver, and then also in Las Vegas, I have a show, a solo show, right before that on the 5th of July, which is pretty cool. And that'll be over at the Hard Rock. It's actually this is an interesting gig. It's a pre-Queen show. So Queen's playing that night at the Joint.
Oh, wow.
And you know, we're friendly with the new singer of Queen, and so
Who is the new singer of Queen?
this guy Adam something Lambert, I think. Something
Adam
like that.
Lambert.
Oh, right. Okay.
Anyway, he used to play music with some of our friends, and we did some shows back in the day. And so I was trying to book a show, you know, these shows for the release in Las Vegas came up, and we were talking to the Hard Rock, and they said, well, we can't have you. We've got Queen that night. You know, no one will go to your concert. And they'll all be going into Queen. I'm like, oh, no. Like a lot of our fans, actually, there's a connection here. Mm-hmm. And they're like, what? And I said, oh, yeah, I used to play with Adam and blah, 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 and this and that. So I talked them into having me play in the afternoon.
Oh, cool.
at like, you know, lunchtime, like 4 o'clock or something like that. So when they kind of thought, well, wait a minute, all these people are on their way to the Queen concert, but they might stop here first and have a drink, have something to eat. He was like, oh, okay, great, you know, which is, I mean, you can probably attest to this. It's like as an indie singer-songwriter, you got to get creative, you know, with the shows and tie it in and that kind of stuff. And, you know, so that's cool. That's kind of interesting.
That's
show.
really cool.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
You know, and then I go to the UK in early August. I'm playing a festival called Kendall Calling, which is in the Lakes District, and a lot of good people on that. And then playing some stuff around pubs.
You've been to the lakes?
No.
District? Oh, it's amazing.
It's
I heard
beautiful.
it's beautiful, right?
Yeah,
Awesome.
it is.
Yeah, I've just been out to Manchester and London.
London's
It's a lot
London's
nicer than
nice.
Manchester.
Manchester.
So.
Beautiful
Manchester's
Manchester.
like the San Pedro.
Oh, I don't know. Liverpool could be that.
But at least they have the Cavern Club in Liverpool.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Cavern Club's
We'll
great.
check that out for sure.
So,
That's really cool. And Run 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 has opened or supported a bunch of really big bands, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
who
we've been
else?
around for like 10 years, so, we've played, I don't know, so many bands. It's hard to remember them all. I mean,
The
in the early days, we
Strokes.
played with the Strokes and actually the Vines. Remember them?
yeah.
Yeah.
We outlast. We're no flavor of the day band. No. Some of the best shows we've ever played. The Psychedelic Furs were fantastic.
Oh, wow.
And also a lot of American bands. And, yeah, I don't know, it's lots of bands.
That's awesome.
Living End, remember them? And did the Warped Tour. And yeah, I played with a lot of cool bands.
What was that like?
What's that?
The Warped Tour.
You know what? The Warped Tour, that was an interesting experience because, it was fun and a lot of people and this and that. But that was one of the first times we got to play in front of a lot of people and a lot of people that weren't our fans, right? Mm-hmm. And there was the psychology of it. I saw something happen right in front of me. It was amazing, which was, I got this idea as a performer of going up there that people are either going to like you or they're not going to like you. I've seen that happen. Mm. People really start gathering around and this and that. I saw Jack Johnson, his drummer plays on our new record. I saw him in the beginning, and I saw him get booked when he wasn't the feature. And I saw literally him start playing. He's just like playing this. He's just chill. Everyone's waiting for the exciting act there. And I saw people just start gathering. Mm. I remember him at Coachella. He was early in the day, and like before we looked, it went back as far as you could see. And then I've also seen the opposite, where people just dislike it and they start just walking away, right? So we're at the Warped Tour and we're playing along and we're doing our thing and we're holding our own. We're not getting killed. Mm-hmm. We're not Bad Religion, so it's like, who's this band? Run. But we're doing well. And then we had a song called Song and Dance, which is one of our most popular songs. But it's really shoegazy and psychedelic. It's heavy rock, but it's definitely not punk rock. But it was the most popular song we had at the time. And they kept saying, well, you got to put that song in, and, it's on the radio, and blah, blah. I was like, I don't know if we should do that. And they're like, well, don't change for them. Hold true to your... I was like, by the way, I think that's bullshit. Don't get beat up. Play whatever they want to hear. Just play Margaritaville over and over and over again if you have to. Elliott Smith, fuck you. Okay. So we start playing this song, and sure enough, there it was. And once you've started a song, you can't backpedal out of the song.
Yeah.
So we had to play the 4-minute song, and I saw people like leaving 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, and they're just wandering off. But I knew it wasn't personal. It's kind of like when you're watching TV and you just switch the channel, mm-hmm. right? These kids are just out there, and I saw them leaving, and it was getting less and less and less and less and less. And I thought, oh, well, there it is, and now we're playing the main stage, and there's like nobody watching us. And I put a fast song right after it, and as quickly as they went, they all came back.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Which was, was this weird psychological experiment that...
So was it
That's
Margaritaville
really cool.
that you played after?
No, then they would have actually probably thrown stuff at us. At least that crowd.
So are we going to get the chance to hear one of your songs live today, Xander?
Could do.
You might.
It's warm in the valley. I kind of want to just hear him. To be honest with you.
So, Tim.
Do you want to play another song?
Yeah,
Tim?
you play a song.
I could. Yeah.
Can you play the Fire one for me at some point today?
Yeah, I could play it now.
Okay, awesome. Thank
We've got
you.
fire in this room right now.
Sure.
I'll tell you what. After we'll play a song off the new record since no one's heard it, and then maybe I'll play something live.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, as requested, this one's called Fire.
This is what should happen to San Pedro. Sorry.
He's laying on the ground, can't get up, now his folks are in town, searching for the cure. And his girlfriend questions why he won't answer his phone, he don't try, says he doesn't care enough. All my life I've had to quit question why am I alive? And what's the point of trying? And all my days spent chasing after faith. Old men preach to stay the course, so you'll catch fire, 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 fire. And his eyes are open wide, paralyzed from the thought he might die without ever knowing love. And the people standing by, stepping over his corpse to save time, they know he's better than he shows. And all my life I've had to question why am I alive? And what's the point of trying? And all my days spent chasing after faith. Old men preach to stay the course, so you'll catch fire, 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 fire. No, 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 I don't want none. 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 No, 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 well, I don't want none. No, 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 well, I don't want none. No, 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 I don't want none. No, 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 I don't want none. And all my life I've had to question why am I alive? And what's the point of trying? And all my days spent chasing after faith. Old men preach to stay the course, so you'll catch fire, 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 fire.
I love
Kinda
that one.
intense
Yeah, that one
keeps
sounds-
me up
Yeah.
when I play it.
Exciting.
Sweating.
Yeah, I think that song is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is a
really.
crowd favorite when I play out.
Be great with a whole band behind you to do that song.
Yeah, we're working on the single right now. Put it out soon, hopefully.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, album, are you recording many tracks or?
Yeah. Well, I went to the Los Angeles recording school, so and I graduated from there. So technically, I should know how to do everything myself, and I'm working on it. But I still do need help from other engineers and especially other musicians too. So it's just a matter of finding studio time, and I do a lot of the editing and engineering myself, which takes time because I'm not great at it yet. But it's slowly coming together. I don't have an established date. I suppose I should set a date and then work my butt off to get to that
Deadlines help.
to that deadline. But I'm petrified that I won't make it. I'll just keep extending it. So
Or you
just
might
haven't-
have more engagement songs coming
Yeah.
out, breakup songs
Right.
coming out.
That's always a possibility. So. But yeah, I think I do the engagement songs because most of the stuff I write is just depressing. So I need something to cheer me up. So I just live vicariously through other people's happiness.
The last time Tim, oh sorry, go ahead.
I love the fact that you were telling us that that you have to go and interview these people.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. The last time he was here, he was saying how like they come in and they tell him their stories, and half the time he's like, "You guys shouldn't be getting married."
There's just not enough. What
Don't
I usually
even know
have to
his
say
name.
is, I think you should date some more before you get married.
Do you tell them that?
No, absolutely not.
You just take their money. Mhm.
He doesn't want to get fired, does he?
No. It's to each their own. And honestly, there's only so much you can learn about a couple within like an hour and a half interview. But yeah,
I bet it's bad when you have an hour and a half interview with someone and they like run out of things to say before the hour and a half's up.
Well, you have to. I ask them stuff that make a lot of people uncomfortable. Like I ask them to like, they're gonna say their vows at their wedding, but I make them come up with their own vows on the spot and like look at their partner and like
Look at this
talk
guy.
about.
you know, you should work at immigration.
Yeah.
So you guys,
Prove to me that you actually like each other.
Glad that we didn't have him in our interview.
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, there's a lot of awkwardness at these meetings, but I think it really it helps them evaluate what they mean to each other. I think it's kind of a cathartic and learning experience for them as well.
Cathartic. Do people walk away crying from it?
Hopefully it's the opposite part of that spectrum, where they walk away feeling better.
Have you
about the
wrote a
relationship.
song and they've actually broke up before the wedding day?
No.
Oh,
Well, once they've invested in the song, I think
Yeah.
they've got to go through with it.
They got to go through with it. There's no other choice.
And you interview them together. Do you ever do it separately?
Always together.
Always together.
Yeah, I do like if I have their phone numbers or Facebook or however I connect with them, I'll ask them questions individually about their significant other, but it's usually together.
So has it taught you a lot about relationships, like for yourself?
Yeah, be petrified of be absolutely scared of making that commitment because it's a big one.
Yep.
You got to be sure.
So the new album, Xander,
Yeah.
Outside. What song are we allowed to let the listeners out there listen to?
Why don't we play the opening track, Say Anything?
Say.
Oh, so this
anything.
is a world exclusive for our listeners?
I think so.
That's very exciting.
I think that I'm not sure how it works. I think that some of the people that have pledged already in the first wave, because we hit our goal,
Yeah.
our initial goal, I think that they got this song.
Well, understandably. But the first time
Yeah,
the general public's
This will be the single out this summer. This is featuring, well, there's a lot of people on this track, but featuring Bernard Sumner is playing melodica and singing backups on this, and other members of New Order. And yeah, have a listen.
Very exciting.
Awesome. This is Say Anything, Xander Smith, off his new album, Outside.
So here we are now, both of us today. Nobody's talking now, there's no more left to say. Yeah, here we are now, both of us undone. And so you're walking out, it's no more love plus one. That's when I wanted to tell you just anything that comes into my mind. And if you notice my insincerity, all this calamity's fading fast, I'll just say anything. Miles from Stockport to LA. 1,000 times I've called, you let it ring all day. But here we are now, two sad kids on this wall. If I say anything, I think you're gonna fall. That's when I wanted to tell you just anything that comes into my mind. And if fading fast. I'll just say anything. So here we are now, both of us today. You said say anything that makes me wanna stay. You said say anything that makes me wanna stay.
That was Xander Smith with Say Anything. Is that Say Anything? Yes. Okay. That was off of his brand new album, Outside, which is not out or side yet, but it will be soon. But you can go on to his... What site can they go on to?
Well, you can always go to my website, Xander Smith, that's with an X, .com. But Pledge Music is the place where you can pre-order it as of right now.
Go to Pledge Music,
And,
pre-order it.
Yeah, get the physical copy. We've got pictures of this mannequin all over the damn thing. I mean, I paid for this thing, okay?
And
So you better back
It'll be.
purchase
It's
that.
look, I'm from the '90s, okay? Get the damn CD, digital download. No,
it is
quality is
weird.
better
It
as
is
well.
weird, right?
It
like
is.
when you download your album and you don't have anything in your hands. There's no pictures. There's nothing.
I'm gonna tell you guys.
Nothing to
And you
hold.
just like,
Better
my
have
computer breaks.
So,
I'm
it's
fucked.
terrible. I'll give a quick plug for this thing called 3Plet, 3PLET that we found in Russia, because Run 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 has done pretty well in Russia in the last couple of years. And, Russians that are listening, you guys steal everything. I mean, I'm pretty sure Latvians came up with Skype, there was Estonians. It's like, they're good on this. And back in the day, they used to just straight bootleg records and sell them on the street. So anyway, they've come up with this idea, which is, it's fantastic. It's got metadata, which means, I don't know why iTunes or anyone hasn't done this yet, but essentially, you go on iTunes and you get the album cover and you get the music and that's the end of the story, right?
Yeah.
Why they haven't come up with a site where it's got all the lyrics and all the pictures and all this and that. And so we've done Hey San Pedro and also the last Run 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 record with these guys in good faith and hoping that, it upstreams, or maybe they'll sell it off to iTunes for $1 billion and whatever. But you can get those anywhere in the world. I think they're online now, and it's cool. We literally gave them 100 photos for each record.
Wow.
Which is very cool. So you actually get to have this experience. And I typed up stories behind the songs, and I mean, it's.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think it was really fun for me to do, to get to talk about songs that no one's going to ever get to listen about. But as a fan, I would think that this would be fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
So look out for that, and hopefully in the next year or two they'll be able to come our way west.
And as we can see, he's got his guitar in his hand.
I felt like I should pull it out, or I would get these mad tweets or whatever saying, "You charlatan! You can't even play the damn thing. You just talk all the time." So I thought I should play something, but now it can get this guitar. It can hear.
We go.
So I'll play a song off the last record, and then maybe later on play a little one off the new one.
Sounds good.
It's so quiet on the pavement, staring sideways. I'm biting on my lip. I'm so quiet, you just riot. Knock me down, girl, you're shaking both your fists when you're high above me, where the stars meet. Stop the fun, won't you take a look to see It's a long, long, long way down. It's a long, long, long way down. Down to me. I keep falling since I've fallen. Reach for you, but you like to watch me squirm as I suffer. Got no cover. Toss around my good soul before I burn. Watch you high above me where there's laughing. Stop the fun, won't you take a look to see? It's a long, long, long way down. It's a long, long, long way down. It's a long, long, long way down. Down to me. It's so dirty, turning 30. Taste the gravel, you kicked right in my face. But you're 19, and you're so seen. Curl your lips, 'cause you put me in my place. It's a long, long, long way down. 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 Down to me.
Yeah.
That was very nice.
That was awesome.
That was a
very
great
nice.
song.
Hey, you got a great voice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What is the significance of the Hello Kitty in the desert?
Well, let's show them. If you can zero up on it. I might be obsessed with Hello Kitty, first of all.
It's like me and Minnie Mouse.
That covers really a lot right there. And I just collect Hello Kitty. I mean, I won't get into a long thing here because you'll have to leave. Okay. But I first discovered Hello Kitty en route to Asia, as you would guess. I was on my way to Jakarta, and I was going through Taiwan, and it was in the airport. It was on Christmas Day a couple years ago. I'm not an 11-year-old Asian girl, okay? So I don't know about Hello Kitty. Like
She's
kids
been around
do.
forever.
Look at me. I mean, come on. Why would I know?
This guy was born on Pico.
Yeah.
He never saw
I never saw Hello Kitty. I mean, you know, things might change now. My girlfriend's got a little girl and stuff like that. But I mean, you know, I wasn't around. You know, ask me about real stuff. You know, ask me about Teletubbies. Okay, no. I just sat stone staring at Teletubbies for a long time. I went to Coachella, but that's beside the point. Needless to say, I didn't know about it. It just kind of somehow went by me, you know. And I'm all alone in the airport in Taiwan. I'm walking down the terminal, and it's Christmas, so everything's closed. The gates are up, and this and that. Just happened to be the day I was flying to this job, and I'm just walking around. I've got a 2-hour layover, and I'm just like walking along. There's no one around. It's like a ghost town, and there it is. There she is. It's like a Hello Kitty VIP lounge. You know, like American or British Airways has the VIP lounge just for Hello Kitty. And Eva Air, which is an airline, huge Asian airline, they have a Hello Kitty plane. And there's just this 6-foot-tall cat staring at me. Now, why I would become obsessed with this, I don't know. You know, you can get a psychologist in there, whatever. But it just started haunting me. It's not like anything happened that day. I mean, I wanted to be in there. I saw that there was sushi in there. I saw that the people were getting like foot rubs, and there was like, you know, pedicures and things going on. And I didn't have a special pass, whatever. No problem. But then I started seeing her everywhere and stuff like that. So
I don't know. I started talking about this one day, and people just started sending me Hello Kitties from all over the world. I've just got a crazy collection now. I've regifted many, and they still keep coming. And so, you know, so I don't know. Just like, look at this. Cat is in Egypt, and there's a camel.
What is she wearing?
It's amazing. I don't know. It's just like the thing about Hello Kitty is why. There's no answer. You can't answer why. There's no agenda other than here. Look at this cat has a camel. And there's a pyramid, and it's a pink. Well, I guess what you wear in the desert. I guess you would wear that. And then it's all here. Buy this, and you're like, okay. I don't know why I'm. And so
it's what you wear to go riding on a camel and take it.
The bow's there.
She always has the bow.
She always has the bow. Sometimes she has an expression, but she's kind of her
not
hand is
today.
kind of like look at my camel. I mean, it's like.
Look at my camel.
And the thing is, I'm all over the place, and some gigs go well and some don't. I'm in wherever, Berlin, and I'm just like, oh, they don't like this, whatever. And then I look down, it's facing me. It's for me. This cat's for me.
I was just about to say, why is it the wrong way round?
Because it's just like, hey, it's going okay. What's up, Xander? It's all right. It's a good gig. Get some strudel. It's okay. You don't live here. It's okay.
Sorry about it.
You
don't know any of these people.
You don't know these people. Hey, I hear you're going to Switzerland tomorrow. That should be fun. This is what's happening here.
I like it.
I like it. That is definitely out there. There you go. I'm in love with Minnie Mouse, so
there you go.
It was his first big crush, apparently.
one of
Minnie
my
Mouse.
first Minnie Mouse.
Have you taken him to Disneyland?
Yeah, we
I've
went,
been many a times.
Did you chase her down?
They hardly ever come. You got to go to Disney World because they're out all day there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep, you're right.
So, but yeah, we'll save that for another day. We'll stay with you and your Hello Kitty today.
So
It's safer for you.
you guys both had really unusual upbringing. Well, yours isn't unusual. It's unusual for LA because you grew up on a farm.
Yeah.
And you grew up on a commune, which I guess isn't that unusual for LA.
Not that, but maybe.
Yeah, I was I grew up in like a kind of a normal neighborhood. I mean, it was kind of weird. Bakersfield kind of grew into my neighborhood. So my neighborhood was just this random development, and then all around us were almond orchards. So we would me and my sisters would like take the 3-wheeler out and drive through the almond orchards and
Never short of nuts.
yeah. Obviously we didn't go hungry, but yeah, slowly the city grew into our neighborhood, and it became, a city that surrounded us. But my father grew up, when I was growing up, when I was young, my father had a kiwi vineyard. Kiwis grow on vines. A lot of people don't know that, but
Wow.
No, I didn't know that.
yeah,
I didn't know they grew in California either.
they do all over the place. And so I grew up always going out there with him to the kiwi farm, and just working on the vines and working with the crews that were picking or thinning out kiwis, and that was kind of my life for a while.
Mexicans?
Yeah, that's pretty much that's pretty much the demographic out there, if you're being honest.
Why would you ask him that?
Because from England, we don't have Mexicans
You do.
picking our things.
Oh, you do have Mexicans. They're not picking
Yeah, we
your
do.
things.
Yeah, we do have Mexicans, but not like you guys.
You got pretty dreadful Mexican food.
Yeah, we have. I'll vouch for that. I don't really like Mexican food as it is.
And it's weird
Well, that's
because
not
it's-
true. I
it's-
like fajitas.
That's all he'll try.
A burrito is a Mexican, so. Well, we've
Yeah,
only
I
got
guess so.
and everything that is Mexican, really, like you want a fajita or you want a taco or a burrito, it's the exact same thing, just wrapped a different way.
Yeah.
You could be like, sorry, I ordered fajitas. All right, they can do it at the table. Give me 1 second. Here's your
He gets it.
fajitas.
He's on to the
So yeah. So sorry to butt
Oh,
in
yeah.
back.
But yeah, getting older, I would. My dad also he would plant like new grape vineyards and new stone fruit like peaches, plums, and nectarines for like rich people in LA who wanted to diversify their portfolio. So
Their portfolio of fruit?
Their portfolio of how they invest their money. I don't know.
Oh,
so they
interesting.
would buy some land and they would hire my dad to plant it and to get the farm up and running.
Wow.
And so he would always just get me on crews to do random stuff. So one Christmas break, I think I was in like 8th grade or something like that, I was painting the trunks of these little peach trees, so that when they went by with stuff to kill weeds, it wouldn't kill the trees. So I was bent over for 8 hours a day painting these little trees. I felt like I was in Alice in Wonderland painting the roses red. I was painting trees white all day, every day for my entire Christmas break.
You painted the trees to let the people know not to spray them with
you
pesticides?
paint
or
the trunks.
Yeah.
So that when they drive by with the herbicides,
yeah,
it doesn't kill the tree because it's gonna get on the tree no matter what.
So the paint protects
But
it.
the paint protects the
See,
tree.
this is
Wow.
amazing. I used to live out in Arizona, in Phoenix, and they did the same thing. I've never known why.
Yeah. Keep the
It's
tree
finally,
from dying.
and it's funny because I have a list. Don't you have that list of things you got to find out the answer to before you die? I can actually cross something off that list right now.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm glad I could help.
You really can.
I've never seen anyone paint a tree, but I could imagine being like, why are they painting? They're doing that thing again, they're painting the
Well,
trees.
it's like, why do you paint the sheep with the spray paint in England? What's that about?
The juiciest one's number one. We know when they're just about
Have you
to
seen
leave.
that?
Paint what?
So they have all the adorable little lambs on the hillside, and then as they start to grow a bit, all of a sudden you'll go out, and then they'll be spray painted. They'll have like different numbers on them, or like different colored patches.
I've never seen that. That
spray
seems really
painted on.
weird.
It's
Yeah.
cheaper than buying a dog collar, put it that way.
Yeah.
So here's your number. I don't actually know why we sprayed it. It's
It's
got to be
like-
like a packing, killing order sort of
No, it's like, shh, that's my Friday night date. Shh, that's my Saturday night date.
thing. That's what they do in Wales, put it that way.
You know what's funny about the United Kingdom is that's what they say each of them are doing, right?
Right.
So Pete says it's Wales, they're saying it's New Zealand, they're pointing up at Macclesfield. You're all painting the damn sheep.
No matter what. The sheep are being painted. So yeah, we paint sheep, you paint trees.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Interesting.
Nothing wrong with that.
And then
I always thought it was the floods.
And then did you part of the church for a while?
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you remember your
You
own
remember
life?
your own life?
Yeah, I was raised in the LDS
I drank
church.
too much red wine last night. I'm just waking up right now.
Okay.
Right.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, I grew up in the LDS church, and I was, a faithful member for a long time, and I served a 2-year mission for the church in Texas. I was assigned to a Spanish-speaking congregations,
Wow.
so I speak fluent Spanish, which
Have
is
you-
a...
Can you speak some Spanish for us right now?
Have you wrote a song in Spanish?
Nunca he escrito una canción en español.
I don't know what you said.
I've
but-
never written a song in Spanish.
I thought he said,
But-
you guys are all a bunch of bricks. And
He probably
Oh, that's funny.
did. Where did you go for your mission?
I was in Texas. I was in the Fort Worth area.
Oh.
So all the way down, I covered an area all the way down from Fort Hood in Killeen, all the way up to the Oklahoma border.
Oh, that's right. And you were telling us how you couldn't play music.
Yeah, that's why I learned to play guitar, because my mission president was he used to write and perform and travel with the Osmonds. He was a piano player, and the mission president is the guy that's kind of in charge of all the young missionaries that are in that area. And I expressed an interest in the guitar, and he supported me in pursuing the guitar, but as a missionary, you're not allowed to play quote-unquote secular music. So I played church music, and then I started making up my own stuff out of, force, out of just, that was the only way I could play stuff that I liked. So it really, I guess that constraint really forced me to be creative and start coming up with my own stuff. So I was songwriting it right off the bat.
You could have played Kansas songs. You know this band?
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta stop playing it. We're unsigned only.
Oh, and that's just the chord C. I was playing C. Nobody owns C.
No one owns that chord.
Yeah.
He went in the other direction. He went from secular music to
Yep.
Yeah.
to church music.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, and then you decided to leave that.
Yeah, I mean, it's still, you know, a lot of my family is still Mormon, and it's still a part of my life. I don't hold most of the same beliefs that I did when I was LDS, but you know, everyone evolves, and their own spirituality is always changing, and so my views have definitely changed over the years. But I did attend Brigham Young University, which is a Mormon university, and it was during my time there that I began to see life and reality and the nature of reality in the universe in a different way, and you know, it was a great experience. My experiences in the LDS church, but you know, there are other things to experience as well.
You can't drink, can you, being?
No, there's quite a few restrictions with being LDS. No drinking, coffee, tea,
And chocolate,
or alcohol.
right?
You
Caffeine,
you
yeah.
can eat chocolate.
Oh, doesn't it have caffeine in it?
It does, but the there's a thing called the Word of Wisdom. It was
The word of wisdom is chocolate.
that's the word of the day. No, it was this, I guess, commandment given to Joseph Smith, who's the founder of the church, by revelation from God, that God basically prescribed what you're supposed to take into your body. So in that commandment, he says no smoking, no alcohol, no coffee or tea, but it doesn't say that that's because of caffeine. A lot of Mormons say that it's because of the tannic acid that they use in treating coffee.
So it's
and,
just specifically
and tea.
those substances and not...
Yeah, specifically those substances that you're not supposed to consume.
I can see why this religion isn't that big in England.
I was just gonna
They're
say.
like, can't drink tea?
It doesn't fly in other parts of the world.
Alcohol? Are you fucking kidding me?
So okay, so there's no Mormons or Mexicans. In what you're saying.
But there's painted sheep everywhere.
Fantastic.
So do you drink now?
Yeah, on occasion. I'm not a big drinker, and I'm
Outrageous.
kind of.
I can't believe you do that.
I know.
You're letting your family down, you are.
No, I'm kind of grateful that I was raised to not be okay with it, because I didn't have those, like, I didn't have crazy college years, like where I was just binge drinking and being completely stupid, and I suppose that's a cool experience that you could have, but I feel like I'm better off without having had
You
it.
probably have more brain cells.
Yeah,
Maybe
we get
from-
brought up from day one in England that to be English you need to drink. Pretty much.
Yeah.
They give it to their babies.
But
There's
yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
I can't even handle coffee because I never grew into it. So if I ever have coffee, like I get the jitters.
You
I
turn
can't
into
handle it.
Beavis.
Yeah, I do. So I've never developed a tolerance for coffee.
Oh. So, on the complete opposite end of the spectrum.
Pico.
If you bite me, you'll get drunk. No, I've got some. No, I'm not saying there's any alcohol in me. I'm saying that I might be toxic from hanging out in San Pedro. It's a full circle. No, but I have some fun facts about the Mormons.
What's that?
Well, because I told you I watch documentaries in the middle of the night. Did you know that at one point, you know, as you know, obviously, well, we won't get into the backstory as how Mormons ended up in Utah, but there was a lot of persecution. It was very difficult. They, kept having to go west, and Salt Lake was a hospitable area for them at that point. But in scouting other locations, there's a huge Mormon community in Phoenix, in a lot of the desert cities in the Southwest and that. Well, one of the big desert cities would be Las Vegas, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. And even prior to it becoming what we know of Las Vegas, right? Supposedly, members of the church went down, and they, even then, even in the late 1800s, they got this vibe. There was always this city of sin kind of vibe to it, which certain cities kind of have. You'd go to New Orleans and you could just feel it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were just like, maybe not this. Maybe this won't be the headquarters. That's That's my version of history. That's my version of what I heard.
Maybe
They're like, let's build that San Diego. We've got that. Let's build it down there. And LA looks more promising for us.
Yeah. There's a huge
this
Mormon
is the one.
population in Vegas, though.
Yeah, no, there's a lot there
Enormous, yeah.
now, definitely. Well, I mean, come on. It's like,
Yeah.
it's en route.
To the promised land.
Yes.
So
Mesa, Arizona.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what was growing up like for you
On Pico.
On Pico,
Well, I spent a little time in Arizona,
right?
and that's why I know about Mesa and stuff like that.
And why you saw the trees being painted.
And why I saw the trees being painted. Yeah, my father, at one point, thought it was a good idea to move us to Phoenix for a little bit. We ran back. But, yeah, man, I mean, growing up in Los Angeles was pretty cool. I mean, there's not too many people you meet that are actually from Los Angeles. So,
Yeah, that's true.
it's interesting. But, it kind of develops, I can't speak for everybody from Los Angeles, but there's a certain personality that develops in that, as kids grow up, it's like, they look at posters of sports heroes or rock stars or whatever, and they want to be that and this and that, and maybe they get this grandiosity that comes out and stuff. But in Los Angeles, we have this experience that most kids don't have, which is you go to school with somebody's famous or somebody's famous kid, right? Mm-hmm. That's Billy Crystal's daughter, or that's Flea's daughter, or that's this and that and everything. So after a while, you start out kind of jaded, and then I think what it does is it kind of like it takes the I'm a big deal ness out of people's personalities in LA. So when you meet people that are, by and large, that are from LA, they're not the kind of people that are trying to tell you that they're a big deal and this and that. Those people are usually traveling from someplace else. So you get these characters like Axl Rose, right? Who's just like this ego, right? And is known for, he's from Indiana. You know what I mean? It's like, and I think what happens is my theory is that it's a city of transplants, right? So they come out to Los Angeles, right? And it's like I think they like Guns N' Roses in the other room. The listeners can't hear the laughing. I think that life is like a high school cafeteria. That's what I think. Right. And I think it's like that first day in the cafeteria where you've got the stoners and you've got the preps and you've got the jocks and everyone's sitting around like, how do I fit into this? And I think that people come to Los Angeles like in a Poison video. They get off the bus, right? And they're whatever. And they have this motivation, which is, no one comes to LA thinking that like I'm nothing, I'm less than, and I'll never be able to live up to Baywatch. They come out here the class president, they come out here the prom queen, they come out here the best of this or the best of that. I was the best singer in school and that. Like, well, of course. And then they show up here and their dreams are just crushed.
And then they end up on Venice Beach.
Venice Beach. If I see one more guy with a guitar knocking the guy with the oranges out of the way to stand in the middle of Venice Boulevard, I just saw it the other day. He's got a little amp. I was like, and the guy with the oranges is like, dude, this is my spot. This is my oranges. It's my oranges. It's like, you don't even know, man. I used to have spandex. I used to be somebody,
I was that guy on that bench at the Led Zeppelin concert.
I mean, it's like the movie Rockstar, right? And for all genres out here. And so when you grow up out here, you're like, so that's my version of people from Los Angeles growing up out here. You're nothing, kid. You're nothing, kid. What do you do talk about the haves and the have-nots. I mean, you go home with your friends from school and you're like, oh yeah, come over for a pool party, and you look and there's gold records on the guy's wall, and you're in, Bel Air and all these places. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
There you have it. That's what growing up in Los Angeles is like.
But the weather's great.
The weather is great.
You know what I mean? So they got that.
That's what brought me. Brought me for the weather.
You guys are nuts for the weather. In fact, British people are nuts they go too far. They're not like, oh, it's balmy, it's nice, I'm going to stay here. No, you guys got to go to Coachella. You got to go to like Roy Thomas Baker. I did a record with him. Right? He built a house in Lake Havasu. That's like living on the sun. And British people are like, I love it. It's 110 degrees. My skin has never seen the sun. I'm going to boil any second.
I'm not like that. Last week I was like, fuck. Get me home.
But they are like that. It's crazy.
It's the only reason Coachella is successful. It is.
Full of
No
English
one
people.
if they had tried to build that festival with American bands, no one would have gone out there. They're like, yeah, we did the Warped Tour. We're never going out to India. Are you kidding? But Radiohead's like, oh, we'll be right out there.
We're on our way. We're on our way.
Let's pick up Pulp on the way out. I mean, Jesus Christ. From Sheffield to India, I mean, come on.
So yeah, there you have it. English people do love the sun, but not me, to be honest with you. So we're gonna hear one more song from you today, Tim.
Sure.
We'd love to.
Well,
One of you more like a wedding song. Look,
I didn't practice
I
it
don't
during
think
the
he
break.
wants it. I don't think he.
I didn't practice it during the break.
What about?
Next time.
Do you want to improv a breakup song for us? Just to
I'm
really
the
put
worst.
you on the
I'm the
spot.
worst at improving. I have to have everything detailed and lined up. But
be like the song
do
from The Wedding Singer. Somebody kill me,
the songs I write for
please.
myself are depressing, and the songs I write that I get paid for are happy love songs. So I guess I'll sing a song about the in between the happiness and the breakup,
Sounds
about
good.
the infidelity. So
That's in between happiness.
I guess. So this one's called Weaker.
I love her and you love him. It was easier than before we met. And though faith was promised to our loves, somehow one night it was just the two of us. Then you bite your lip and you tell me to sit. Your hair's in your face, so I brush it away. I know what I'm not, but your skin is so soft. The heat from your breath will push me over the edge. I'm weaker than I thought. I'm weaker than I thought. It's torture now from both sides, to not be with you and to sell my life. And she feels it as I drift away. I try to end it with you, but every time I go to say, you bite your lip and you tell me to sit. Your hair's in your face, so I brush it away. I know what I am not, but your skin is so soft. The heat from your breath will push me over the edge. I'm weaker than I thought. I'm weaker than I thought. If I could love you both, split myself in two, we'd go our separate ways to find I never loved you. But since we're still in love with the ones we've held this from, we'll try to keep this going, pretend nothing's gone wrong, 'cause nothing goes wrong until you bite your lip and you tell me to sit. Your hair's in your face, so I brush it away. I know what I'm not, but your skin is so soft. The heat from your breath will push me over the edge. I'm weaker than I thought. I'm weaker than I thought. I'm weaker than I thought. Thank you.
So I like that you came
lovely.
with that. That is a really good song.
Thank you.
It is. It is.
So,
And I commented on it last time, but I love how you play the guitar in it, on the chorus.
Oh, when I slap
Yeah.
the strings. Yeah.
Nice.
I have no idea how to play slap guitar or do the cool stuff that everyone else does, but
I was waiting for you to bust out some August Rush on us.
right. It's I've always wanted to do that, but I've just never YouTubed it, I guess. So that's as far as that goes.
So where can people find you online, Tim?
Probably the easiest place and the place I keep most updated is my Facebook page. So it's facebook.com/Timothy Davis Music. But if you go to really any social media, if you look up Timothy Davis Music, you should find me pretty easily. Reverb Nation, SoundCloud. I have a site that's getting built, timothydavismusic.com. So you can keep checking back up there
There you
and see if anything but my face shows
If you
up.
search Timothy Davis Music,
Yeah,
you will find him.
best way to find me.
If
YouTube
you
as well.
build it, they will come. Tim will come if you search him.
That's right.
And how about you, Xander?
Well, we've only got a few minutes left, and I have a lot to ask you guys and talk about.
Okay.
So I need to really get right to it.
All
I
right.
gotta go to the restaurant.
Okay, so first of all, I have to say to everyone, go get Outside. It's a fantastic record.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of it. So many great people playing on it. Every track, it's a great journey. I love it. So there's that. This is Chroma Key. Now, people that are looking here, they can't tell this. You fooled them into thinking there's this dark space behind us, right?
No, it's funny you say this. I did a freestyle rap on someone's song the other week when they were in here telling them about how they're looking at the logo on the screen, but really everything in here is green.
Everything. So what I wanted to tell people out there, because I want them to be part of the experience, is that we're sitting here and the entire room, we're just surrounded in green. We're in a green cloud almost, and there's even a socket over here, a light socket that's painted green. Except I guess.
There it is! There
Yay!
That doesn't
Oh,
even depict the actual color because that looks more like a teal. But
that
this
almost
is
looks like a
actually-
room where you might hang out.
Yeah.
Okay. The color of the room we're in
It's like a
is,
headache.
it's just, I'm going to dream about this. It's going to have
like
a lingering.
fluorescent slime.
It's like
Maybe.
San Pedro grass.
It
green.
really is. I mean, it's bizarre, okay? And
We just need a picture of Hello Kitty in this room.
Hello Kitty would never get in this room. She'd know about it. She would sense this and run away. And so, yeah, the light socket's painted and this and everything like that. So I just want to know, because we weren't instructed. First of all, I didn't even know we were hanging out together. And this is fantastic. I'm my new big fan, okay? So this is fantastic. But, I mean, we're dressed appropriately, right? But if you were wearing this color right now,
I wouldn't exist.
You wouldn't
Partly. Part of me wouldn't exist.
part of you wouldn't exist. You'd just be a floating head or something. So,
What was the colour that you were wearing the other week and Erin just was like a head?
I was wearing black and I just disappeared completely. Which, since it happened to me, I should have thought to mention it to you guys. Thank you for pointing this out. But it did not occur to me to mention do not wear all black. So
it's
Maybe from now on, everyone that comes in, we should just be like, wear all black.
I actually had a black
Wait a
shirt on
minute.
before I came, and I realized.
Wait a minute. If I
remembered
took
last
this
time.
off, I would just disappear.
No, your arms will
I'd
be there.
floating
Yeah.
or something. Okay, there's that. And then the next item I want to talk about is I want to talk about your shoelaces.
my shoelaces, okay.
I mean, what is going
I
on with
laced
these
them.
shoelaces?
I laced them.
Okay, this is, you guys can't see this. I've never seen anything like this. Is this two different shoelaces
Yeah.
in the same shoe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were painted or.
Oh, no.
What's
So
happening here?
look, on these
How do you even
shoes,
do this?
They've got a separate place for the purple ones and a separate place for the white ones.
Yeah, Converse thought of this. We didn't
Converse
think of
thought
it.
of this.
Yeah.
And I sat there all Christmas morning.
You put them together. They didn't come like this?
No, I had to
No,
put
they
them-
came with the two. What you know how they come with the shoelaces out? So it just came with a set of white
Oh my
shoelaces
God.
and a
It's
set
like
of purple
IKEA.
You have to
shoelaces.
sit there, get the map
Just
out.
like IKEA.
Step 1, take the shoes out.
Those shoes would still be sitting in my apartment. I'm really impressed.
Well, there you have it. You ever need your shoelaces
This is
done, just
devotion.
Send
It
them
is,
over.
it is.
Send them over. Wow.
This is devotion.
So, any more questions while we're here?
No. I just want to say that because I never get to it because it's the last song on the record. That there is a song that I actually wrote a love song, and where it works out, and it's about my girlfriend, and it's called Leilana, and it's on there.
Is that her name?
That's her name.
Hi, Leilana.
Yeah.
Can we listen to that? Can we play the end of the